Today I'm going to teach you the easiest pattern ever that I wish I knew before. By the end of this video, the simplistic pattern is going to transform your playing regardless of your skill level. We all tend to use scale-based patterns when improvising. By scale-based patterns, what I mean is something that we probably all know, like the minor pentatonic. So when you memorize a scale-based pattern, it tends to come back out in your playing in scale shape. So what we're going to do today is make sure that you can learn a completely different type of pattern that is not scale-based, rather just a small two-string pattern. We're going to take that pattern and we're going to modify it so that you get 3 different arpeggios out of it. But learning the first one is the most important because that will get you started. Then you can simply repeat it across octaves to make it easier for you. The arpeggio we're going to begin with is the A major 7. So let's play in the key of A major, and the chord that is the 1 chord in the key of A major is A. In A major we have the A, a C sharp, and an E. So my arpeggio, my triad, would be those 3 notes. But if I want to play more color than just the 1st, the 3rd, and the 5th of the scale, which make up that triad, I can add this 7. So in this case it would be root, 3rd, 5th, and major 7. But you see the problem. I went across 3 strings there. So let's simplify it and play it across 2 strings. So if A is my root, I'm going to go behind the root by a half step to this G sharp, and that is my major 7 note. So on your 6th string, you play the 4th fret, the 5th fret, then we move to the 5th string and play the 4th fret and the 7th fret. Once again, the 4th fret, 5th fret, 5th string, 4th fret, and 7th fret. The tones I'm playing are major 7, root, 3rd, and 5th. And look how easy that is. Very easy to memorize, very easy to play. You would play this arpeggio over the 1 chord in your key. So if we're in the key of A major, my 1 chord is A major. I'm going to play that arpeggio when that chord is going by. The reason you want to play an A major arpeggio over an A major chord is because that's going to sound the best because you're hitting those chord tones that make up the A major chord. You can always play in the A major scale and sound decent, but if you want to sound the best and sound the most melodic and hit the strongest chord tones, you're obviously going to play the notes from that very chord that is being played. So when I play the arpeggio in this position, I look to find my 2nd position to play this in, and that would be behind this A right here on the 4th string, 7th fret. So I need to start behind it by a half step right here on the 6th fret and play 6, 7, and then go to the 3rd string and play 6, and 9. Those 2 together. The last position we'll play it in is going to be on the B and E strings, the 2nd and 1st strings. So here's the A. We'll grab the major 7, which is right behind it, right there on the 9th fret. So I play the major 7, the tonic or the root, then I go up to the 9th fret on the E string, and then the 12th fret. So it's major 7, the A or the tonic, major 3rd, and the 5th. Here are all 3 together. You've got to admit, those notes are pretty easy to play, and they sound great too because you're playing 4 notes from a chord. It might be the easiest arpeggio you've ever played. We're not playing something big like... Sticking to 2 strings keeps it simple, and it's easier to think about when you're improvising as well. Obviously we can reverse this. I really like that because you can do pull-offs. Pull off, pull off, pull off, pull off, pull off, pull off. Obviously, it doesn't mean that you're going to play up and down these straight like you would a scale. You don't want to do that either, but it's easier to play fewer notes and sound better. For example, So that was based purely on that. But as the A major goes by, it sounds great. Okay, let's stick with that simple 2-string pattern of 2 notes per string, and now we're going to change it for the next chord. Let's say we want to play over a 5 chord in the key. So the 5 chord in a major key, we can play a dominant 7th arpeggio. So an arpeggio that sounds like this. A dominant 7th chord includes a flat 7. So instead of our major 7 right there, we're going to go back to the natural G here, and that will be our flat 7 note. So now I have to play it like this. This is still the 7, this is the root, this is the major 3rd, and this is the 5th. I go up to my 4th string, play the same pattern. So I begin on the dominant 7th again, the root, the major 3rd, and the 5. I remember my tuning difference, and I go up here and play the dominant 7th, root, major 3rd, and 5. The 3 octaves together. And of course you can play this backwards. I like to end on that root just to remind myself of the key I'm in and give it some closure. The last 2-note per string pattern we're going to do is going to be the minor 7. So when you have a minor 7 chord going by, we're going to hit the flat 7 again, the root, a flat 3rd, which makes it minor, and then the 5th. And then the octave thereof. Keep the tuning difference in mind when you move up to that B string and play the same pattern again. Altogether, it sounds like this. And of course, we'll play it backwards. So there you have 3 super basic arpeggios that you can start implementing right away into your playing. And they are great phrase builders. Phrase building simply means I'm going to begin my musical sentence with one of those. I could play straight up it, because they sound great, but why not mix it up a little bit? Once you get these under your fingers, you're going to see how it transforms your soloing, because you won't be stuck in a box anymore. You'll be able to move across the neck diagonally, play some arpeggios that have some real meat to them. You can always mix in your scales with those patterns, but by breaking things up with some simplistic arpeggios that have some real harmonic strength to them, you're going to sound so much more accomplished, and your soloing will go to different heights. Great players use these, so play smart and don't always assume that you have to play every single note in a scale. Keep it simple, but play something that is harmonically smart. If you enjoyed today's content, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of it and what else you'd like to see me cover in the future. As always, you can support my channel at patreon.com/Paul Warren Music. There you'll find lots of backing tracks and additional tablatures and videos, and of course you can have access to private lessons as well. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. I'll see you all next time.